I wanted to do a walk-around video of the 1936 Ford Deluxe Roadster. As you can see, there's shadowing from the trees. I have it out in my front lawn. This car was restored 25 years ago. It was put into storage shortly thereafter with the owner I bought it from. He had it for 22 years. He had it on a heated floor for 22 years until I purchased it. It was restored by a very famous restorer who did Stanley Steam cars, Packards, very valuable cars as well, and his pride and joys were the early Fords. This car has the original motor, some very rare options, aluminum heads, the deluxe wheels. He had sourced original fenders. All four fenders were new old stock, I guess, right out of the crated straw. He also put on new old stock running boards. The grill is probably the finest you'll ever find in the United States. It's just, there's not a speck, a pit, a scratch. It's just literally like new old stock. It is new old stock. The upholstery is all beautiful, fine leather. I'm gonna just open the hood here. You'll see the video where I took photographs of the, I put a nickel vertical on the intake manifold, vertical. You'll watch it stand all by itself. That's how smooth this engine runs. Right now it's running. I'll put the camera like literally 2 to 3 inches from the motor. Without a doubt, one of the finest original flathead V8s I've ever heard, and a lot of people said the same thing. All the bright work is showroom. Everything you see, all the windshield surrounds, the wind wings, the dual windshield wipers. The wiper motor is just absolutely mint. It's got the Deluxe banjo wheel. All the gauges work with the exception of the temperature gauge, which is mercury. They always started to dissolve after years. You can put an external temperature gauge in it, which is what most guys do, so you can always gauge your temperature. But I can absolutely assure you, I just drove this car literally for 4 straight hours, went to a big car show. I've got a video of it if you wanted to see it. But you can take the radiator cap off after driving in 80-degree heat. It was close to 30 miles away from my home, and you can take the radiator cap off. She runs absolutely beautiful. It's got the spare tire option on the back. The bumpers are like, I'm pretty sure they're new old stock. They're just dead mint, and I mean on the inside and outside. All the little bumper guards are minty. I just wanted to show you the exhaust. I'm gonna put my hands on the exhaust. You can see not a speck of soot, no smoke. That's my barn where I keep the old girl in. 22 years he owned it. It came to him with the odometer at 0 miles. He drove it 1,200 miles, literally 1,200 miles in 22 years. He'd take it up to the department store or the plaza hardware store. and just exercise it, drive it. Each year you would just drive it a little bit and put it away, but it always kept it running, always kept it inside. I don't think this thing has seen rain in 22 years. It's just immaculate. If you lift up all the carpets, you'll see photographs. The paint on the floorboards on the top side are just as nice as what you're looking at right here. If you put the car up on a lift, it's one of the most virgin, beautiful, spotless, straight sheet metal 36 Roadsters you'll find on the planet for sure. The white walls are recent. They probably got about 100 miles on them. They're from Coker. They're the original Firestone. Mostly everything on this car was done to be a very, very high point. Original engine, radiator, all the accessories, all the original wiring on the car is all brand new, and every wire is identified under the dash with tags. That's what the good restorers used to do, so there was never a question as to what wire went where. Just really nice. You go down the sides of this car and it's like a mirror. You can see the reflection. Look at those running boards. Here's one of the wheels. There isn't a dent, there isn't a scratch. They're absolutely minty. I don't know if you can see it, but those are the Firestone tires, which would have been correct in this era. The dash sparkles. Kind of hard to see right here, but there's a beautiful reflection. It looks like it was just done yesterday. You'll see all the still pictures. I think you can see some of those tags hanging down under the dash. You'll see the speaker. It looks like the speaker is like brand new. There's the firewall cover. There's the carpets, which are correct. Those are new. As I say, the correct original stitching. The top bows, they're showroom new. There is a scratch pit. All the oak on the car is just like brand new. Let's see if I can give you a close-up. Open the rumble seat. It just, if I can find it. Rumble seat is like showroom. Everything on this car is like so beautiful. That's a piece of Samson braid rope that I had just in case I'm at a show. If you ever need someone to just pull you aside, you got that as an emergency. You're gonna see the original jack, which goes under the front seat. I took the front seat out. You're gonna see all the floorboards, what they look like, what it looks like under the front seat. All the paint, it's super nice and glossy. I mean, you can barely hear this thing running. She's a beauty. I want to say the man I bought it from said it's probably one of the top 10 Roadsters in original, nut and bolt off-frame restoration you'll ever find. And he had told me, like I said, all new old stock fenders, all four, new old stock grill. The steering wheel is gorgeous. The banjo steering wheel. I believe all four of the Deluxe wheels were also new old stock. Anyway, I'll just show you this side, down the sides. Well, it's kind of hard. It's getting towards sundown right now. Once again, you can leave this car running in 85 degrees. I'm telling you, you could leave it run for an hour. It runs so nice, so cool, and you can get in this car and drive it everywhere. I just put all brand new transmission fluid, rear end fluid. I just changed the oil with what's recommended, which is like a Valvoline 2050 with high zinc. Talk to the old Ford guys. That's what keeps these motors running for a long time. They were, in the olden days, that's what they used. They always had high zinc. Well, thank you very much for looking. You're going to see all the still pictures. You'll see undercarriage photographs. And like I said, I'm going to have a test drive, and you'll please look at all the other videos. Thank you very much for looking.